A Late Walk by Robert Frost. When I go through the mowing field, the headless aftermath, smooth laid like the thatch with the heavy dew, half closes the garden path. And when I come to the garden ground, the whir of somber birds, up from the tangle of withered weeds, is sadder than any words. A tree beside the wall stands bare, but a leaf that lingered brown, disturbed, I doubt not, by my thought, comes softly rattling down. I end not far from my going forth, by picking the faded blue of the last remaining aster flower to carry again to you.
Meaning, even in the face of death or hopelessness, there can be hope and joy. As symbolized by the blue aster flower which survives winter's onset, love can be found even in the midst of death. Antecedent scenarios. The headless aftermath. This indicates that the last harvest of the season has been completed. Additionally, the barren nature of the trees hints that all the leaves have already fallen, and autumn is near its end. A division into structural parts. The poem is divided into 4 stanzas, each with 4 lines that all follow a A-B-C-B rhyme scheme. Each stanza focuses on a specific topic regarding the coming of winter. Climax. The climax occurs in the last stanza when the narrator finds a blue flower to give to his significant other. In the first 3 stanzas, the speaker portrays a lifeless scene in which the plants and surroundings are dissolute. However, at the end, the speaker finds a silver of brightness in the blue aster flower, which he says he will give to his significant other. Emotional curve. Through the first 3 stanzas, the narrator builds a somber mood. However, the poem ends on an uplifting note when the speaker finds the flower. Games. The speaker creates the emotional curve through his play on color imagery. The first 3 stanzas contain dreary images with noticeably dull colors. The fields are described as headless, with withered weeds, and the lone leaf is depicted as barely remaining brown. This juxtaposed against the blue leaf makes the last stanza uplifting. Language. In the first 3 stanzas, the speaker focuses on the adjectives and objects that describe the effects of the end of autumn. Yet, in the last stanza, there is an increase in verbs that detail the speaker's actions in response to winter's coming. Agency. The speaker is likely an elderly man reaching the end of his life. While he is initially fearful and upset his life is ending, he finds a little hope towards the end as he realizes he will be able to join his significant other in the afterlife. Roads not taken. The poem could have removed the last stanza, but this stanza illuminates the true meaning behind the poem. Genre. This poem is a season's poem. The speaker utilizes the metaphorical meaning of the coming of winter to create meaning. Imagination. The speaker approaches death through the lens of winter. However, while inevitable, he finds some hope in the unavoidable reality of life. In the first verse, the poem, A Late Walk, establishes a rhyming structure of A, B, C, B. In the first line, the speaker says, mowing field, which lets us know that the narrator of the poem is in a garden. In line 2, the speaker says, headless aftermath, which lets the reader infer that the grass has just been cut from a lawnmower, which can then be supported by the word mowing from line 1. From this stanza, we can infer that the season of winter is coming soon. In stanza 2, the speaker says, somber birds, which gives the poem a depressing tone. The birds are sad that winter is coming soon. In the next line, there is a use of alliteration when the speaker says withered weeds, which gives the reader an idea of how the garden appears. This use of imagery shows us that the garden is no longer colorful. The leaves are brown and dying. The last line of stanza 2 uses the word sadder, which is using repetition and is showing that the speaker is not the only sad one, the birds are sad as well. In the third stanza, the speaker is describing seeing one tree which is surrounded by many other trees, but this one is different. In the first line of this stanza, stands bare is talking about this one certain tree. The next line of this stanza says, a leaf that lingered brown, which is saying that this tree has one leaf left on it, and it's holding on by a thread. The next 2 lines say, by my thought and rattling down, which are portraying the narrator's thoughts and emotions are so heavy that they are making the very last leaf on the tree fall down. In the final stanza, the speaker's tone shifts to uplifting when a blue aster flower is found in the garden of darkness. The last line states again to you, which is saying that the narrator is giving the flower to a significant other. This stanza shows that there is still light in death and that the narrators are reunited with a significant other.